A quorum being present, this July 31st meeting of the Lebanon County Board of Education is called to order. Chair recognizes Dr. Starkey for the invocation.
Let us pray. May the words spoken in this room be beneficial to the students, parents, staff, and administrators in our school system, and may we be led by the guiding principles to always base our decisions on the best interests of our young people. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Will you please join me in the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Chair recognizes Mr. Williams for the presentation of the agenda.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair. Tonight it is my honor and privilege, members of the board, to present to you for your consideration and hopefully your approval tonight's agenda.
Have you reviewed the agenda?
Yes, sir.
Discussion? Is there a motion?
Make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Second.
Motion has been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor, let it know, raise your hand. Motion carries 6-0. The agenda is approved. I don't see Mr. Harris tonight. Generally, you can tell that our chairman is out tonight. Ironically, after coming back from our administrative retreat, he was taken ill. But I'm happy to report that this morning he sent each of us a text letting us know that he was home, doing much better, and the outlook is very good. We extend to Mr. Hill, because we know he's looking, our very best to him and our best wishes for a speedy recovery.
Yes.
Also participating remotely tonight is Mr. Nicholas Harvey, our Assistant Superintendent. Mr. Harvey is reporting in from an undisclosed location. I'm sorry, that was last week. Mr. Harvey is reporting in from Gastonia at a conference. Can you hear us, Mr. Harvey? Can you hear?
Can you hear us, Mr. Harvey?
Yes, sir, thank you.
All right,
He's at the required school safety. His attendance is required at the school safety conference with DPI.
We appreciate you doing double duty. Safe travels. I want to make one comment. At the board retreat, I quoted Henry Ford, if you all recall. He said, "Coming together is a beginning. Staying together is progress." Let me get this right. Coming together is the beginning. Standing together is progress. Working together is success. I'm thanking my fellow board members in advance for working with me tonight to make sure that this is a productive meeting for our school system. Chair recognizes Mr. Williams.
Thank you, Mr. Anderson. Appreciate you and appreciate those comments. Tonight, we will hear about our summer learning program. Very proud of that, proud of what it's doing for our kids, and DPI has recognized that. East Carolina University has recognized that. They did a joint study on our summer learning programs last summer, and we've been asked to carry that forward and be part of presenting that research in Nashville, Tennessee on the national level. I believe, Ms. Herring, in October, is that right? October, November. And we're very proud of that. We know that our summer learning works and it's effective. You'll hear about that tonight. You've heard about the structure of it. You've heard about how it's going. And now you'll hear some more details about specific initial results, some results that we're seeing from that. Very proud of that. Very proud of what we've done in our summer learning. We thank our teachers and all of our other staff members. It takes an army to make that happen. and we appreciate everybody who's contributed to the success of our summer learning programs. And tonight you'll also hear, last month you heard a presentation about our migrant ed program and the trip, outstanding trip to Washington, D.C., and our staff members and our students did such an amazing job. And tonight you'll continue and you'll hear more about our program. We're proud of our program. We're proud of our leadership in our program. And we're proud of all of our staff members working with our young people and investing so deeply in them. So I'm so excited about that, and I know that you will be too when you hear their presentation. Tonight, it is my pleasure to honor our child nutrition department. We've received state level recognition. We've competed at the national level, been to national conferences. Ms. Smith is determined that she's going to try to connect our people with, connect and engage our staff members with learning beyond just Lenoir County. And Lenoir County is our first love, and it could be our only love. But we expand our engagement, we expand our learning well past Lenoir County. We expand it to the state level and to the national level as well. And I commend Ms. Smith, I commend every member of her team, those here tonight and those not here, for all that they're doing to set Lenoir County Child Nutrition Department apart from just serving meals, which would be an outstanding accomplishment, just doing so and doing so to the letter of expectations by the state and the federal government. That would be a great accomplishment, but going past that and earning recognition on the state level and national level is truly remarkable. And I'm so proud of our team members. And tonight we see an example of that, and I want to commend them and to thank them, and we can all join in doing that. When our cafeteria managers sharpen their knives, I know you know where's this sentence going. When they sharpen their knives, they're often sharpening their skills and engaging in professional development that helps continuous learning processes advance. Take the recent workshop at Stateside Elementary School in Onslow County that cafeteria managers Taisha DuBose, Rebecca Oliver, Victoria Hill, and Juanita Mills completed with flying colors. The program focused on new practical recipes to use in our school cafeterias, knife cutting skills, kitchen math when working with recipes, and instruction from 3 different chefs from across the United States. Tonight, those employees are here with us, and Ms. Danielle Smith is here, and I would like for them to come forward. And as they do, Ms. Smith or our employees, I'll ask our Vice Chair, Mr. Anderson, to come up with us, and we'll take a picture. Ms. Herring's going to take that. In Mr. Holmes' absence, because some health issues are visited upon us, and it's that kind of moment. We're struggling health-wise in some ways, but we send him and wish him our best as well. Ms. Herring's going to take that, and we would like to recognize you tonight. Ms. Smith?
No substitute, Mr. Hines.
Ms. Smith, I want to give you the chance, so come on up too. I want to give you the chance now to share anything while I'm presenting certificates in way of summary of what they learned, the learning opportunities. And ladies, I'd like to give you the chance too. You have your board members here. I just read a little blurb about it, but to share with them anything that you liked about what you learned and what it meant to you. Lenoir County hasn't always participated. In fact, for most of our time, we've not participated. We've gone to Greensboro to that conference every year, but we haven't participated in the full range of things. We haven't had state level winners every year or every other year, and we haven't had national competition folks. I'm so proud of what you're doing. So do you want to share what it means to you and what you learned?
Well, I'll share a little bit. As going to these different conferences, and when we went to Stateside Elementary School, it was just different, but it was phenomenal. You learn how to manage your kitchen better, doing scheduling, and it just really, it's just amazing how we work with Chef Andy and Chef Kim, and they taught us different things that I would like, I would eat that, and it tasted phenomenal. And my favorite thing was the black bean and sweet potato quesadilla. you'd be like, ew, but when we taste it, it is delicious. And it was really different for us because we don't, we're in there trying to hustle and bustle, but you had the actual time to sit down and actually work and see what you could do to prepare lunches for our students, and it was phenomenal.
Absolutely. Anyone else? Ms. Smith?
Well, I'm really proud of them. I always try to find the opportunities for them, but I always get excited because when I go on conferences, I see how far ahead we are in Lenore County, and it's because of these conferences. It's because of the opportunities, and thank you to the school board for supporting us. We could, and for our administration, because we could not do it without you all. But education is the key, and I've always said that, education opens doors, and doors really, they went on a day that there were 2 days, I believe it was 2 days, and one of those days it was during their summer vacation. So if you're on vacation and you're still doing it, they love what they do, and it shows that they love what they do, so thank you for going. And I'm just really proud of all of you.
I had someone from DPI ask me, what's going on in Lenore County with child nutrition? And I said, what do you mean? And they said that Lenore County is dominating the conference in Greensboro, and the number of people going there and even going to the national conference is truly impressive. Not just attending, being in a hotel and participating in the conference is not much as a standard, but to go and to participate and achieve, compete, and win, that's something. So we're really proud of you. So Mrs. Bucks? Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
You?
Congratulations.
Who else?
Congratulations. Absolutely. Congratulations. All right.
Thank you, Dr. Gray. Get, come around this way just a little bit. I really am such a person. Okay.
She's making Mr. Holmes proud.
I'm trying. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Let's do one more. Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chairman. That concludes my report.
Thank you, and congratulations again, ladies. I understand no one has signed up for public comment, so we'll move on with the presentation and information section of the agenda. Chair recognizes Mrs. Frances Herron for a summary of the LCPS Summer Learning Opportunities 2023. Mrs. Herron.
Good evening, Mr. Vice Chairman and members of the board. I'm happy to be with you tonight to present a summary of the summer learning experience our students wrapped up just this past Thursday, July 27th. I'd like to start my presentation with a report from WNCT Channel 9 that was featured in their evening news report July 19th. It does such a wonderful job of covering what we have offered to our students in Lenore County. Afterwards, I will provide you with some pictures of our students who attended and grew from the Career Accelerator camps, and then I will close out with some personal letters to the board and Mr. Williams from some of the camp attendees.
When you think about summer school, you probably think about sitting in a classroom wishing you were able to be outside. That's not the case for Lenore County Public Schools, though.
Yeah, they're actually getting students excited to be there. Now your science Aaron Jenkins joins us in the studio for more about tonight's classroom conversation. And Aaron, I'm guessing summer school is a lot different nowadays.
It is, Candy, and from when I was in school, and I'm sure you guys, it seems a little bit more fun, a little different. The students in Lenore County were engaged and really learning that material, and tonight we're taking you inside some of those classrooms.
It uses a short O sound. What's that sound like again?
It's back in session this summer for about 1,700 students in Lenore County. Yes, baby.
Summer is such a fun time. The students get so hyped up.
In elementary school, they're working on the basics.
We're doing reading and vocabulary, and making sure our students are getting all of the literature Literacy Foundation we can, because that does spiral into other things like math and science and social studies.
After the pandemic, these lessons are even more important.
We have seen in the past some gaps that COVID did cause, but with our instruction in Warren County, teachers are working really hard at closing those gaps, and we have seen a lot of growth.
Down the hallway, middle schoolers are in their own classes.
I never really been down to 6th grade hall, so this is one of my first times being down here, so it's good to know what's down here and where everything is.
Normally in elementary they would do a lot of group work, but you gotta do a lot of independent work in middle school.
These students are in the Bridge program, or soon to be middle schoolers.
Possibly they can make it into a role.
It kind of just preparing them for middle school, so they'll get that reading, they'll get that math, but they also get that social and emotional, so they can help them build some self-confidence.
How do you feel when
For some high school students, they're working hand in hand with local businesses.
We're working with child nutrition services, especially in high schools, of students who do not eat in school lunch. So they'll come to us for solutions to help us solve that problem and get those students back in the cafeteria.
This District C program is developing some valuable life skills in the students.
we want to see our students develop as leaders? This is a leadership type of program, and what we are fascinated by as team coaches is to be able to sit back and watch the ideas flow.
From elementary to middle to high school, these Lenore County students and educators see the difference summer school is making.
We support our students, support our parents, and support our teachers just to make sure that all of our students have access to the education they deserve.
I feel that they want me to be where the best I can be. They get me prepared for where I want to be.
Now, if your student is in Lenore County Public Schools, there's still some time to attend. The elementary and middle school programs run through next Thursday. All you have to do is call one of the participating schools, and we'll have all that information for you right there on our website at WNCT.com. In studio, Erin Jenkins.
I thought that was a lovely summary of what we've offered this summer for our elementary, middle, and high school students. I'd like to now share with you just a quick summary with some photos of our Career Accelerator camps. They had several different topics, and we had lots of students participate. They mentioned in the video that all told, we had about 1,700 students participate in summer learning this summer, but about 170 of those students were in the 6th to 12th grade. And these were the camps that they participated in. We had 18 different camps offered at our 3 traditional high schools. We worked with more than 8 business partners in the local area, and students earned industry-recognized credentials in some of these areas as a result of these summer camps. The ACE Academy, we have pictures here of students working on drones. They had a drone camp, and they were working with the Mountain Air Cargo out at the Trans Park. We had an agricultural camp. You see the students there are planting and working with simulated pigs. We had an art camp. Students were sketching outside at Kinston High School and painting with acrylics. We had an automotive camp, all very hands-on. Basics of food prep and nutrition. You can see that pretty platter. Students worked really hard. Those are our kitchens that we have in our high schools, so the students actually have hands-on experience. We had band camps. That's the stage at the Performing Arts Center. District C Teamship Internship. That was Dr. Town in the video. And there they are working on solving real-world problems in the library of Kinston High. And there they are visiting the ballpark. The First Tech Challenge. You've got students that were building different robots and machines. It's Time for Health Camp. It was this is the model of lungs created by a student. We had Masonry Camp. The students were learning the basics of masonry. We had Spanish and Cultural Studies Camp. And I think that was lots of fun too. We had a STEM camp, which we have had traditionally for many, many years. You have a student here working on coding, and they're testing out their machines. the art of interior design, and we tried to meet the needs of as many students as possible. And here they are showing their design proposals. And then last but not least, we had a theater camp. And there we are acting on stage. So one of the things I'd like to share with you, this was extra special. During our middle school C classes, summer enrichment activity classes, a 7th and 8th grade combination class were incorporating SEL social emotional learning into their lessons last week. And they were focusing on gratitude. And they decided to express their gratitude for the summer learning opportunity that they had had by writing notes to you all, to the board, and to Mr. Williams. And I would just like to share a few of these notes with you so that you're able to see the positive impact that the LCPS summer learning opportunities have given our students. So dear LCPS members, I hope this letter gets to you. I just wanted to say thank you for the summer school classes, because in summer school I can review things and learn new things too. I'm writing this to you to express my gratitude. Sincerely, kind regards, Araceli Verzez. Dear Mr. Williams, I'm writing to you to express my gratitude for letting us go to Woodington Middle School for the summer. I have liked that the teachers are nice and understanding to the students and also fun at teaching us. Hope you have a great day. Sincerely, Missy Hall. Dear Lenore County Public School Board members, I am writing this letter to tell you thank you for giving us an opportunity to learn more and more things every day. We know it's hard to wake up sometimes, even when you're tired. This school has showed me a lot. I've learned things I never thought I would learn. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope this letter gives you motivation to keep doing what you're doing. Sincerely, Alondra Jimenez. Dear LCPS board members, I'm writing to express my thank you for the love y'all put in your schools. Love, Elijah Ross. And I'll read one more, although there's about 20, and I want to read every one of them. Every one of them. Dear Mr. Williams, I'm writing to you to express my positive feelings for my time here at summer school. I've had a positive time all around so far. My favorite parts of school are anytime we get to go to the gym, because I get to run and jump and play basketball. I also had the most fun in Ms. Coates' class because we do experiments and we make a proper football that I have figured out how to pitch like a baseball and make it curve like crazy. I have fun in the gym because I get to show off how high I can jump. I can teach the little kids how to connect basketball to the backboard. Thank you, Auburn Garcia. All right, one more, I promise I'll stop. Dear LCPS board members and Mr. Williams, I'm writing you to express my gratitude for summer school. I got to learn what I'm doing next year, and I got to see my teacher. Sincerely, Kevin Deloaf. So I thought that was very special, and they're directly from the students. So they are very, very appreciative of all of you all and the opportunities that you've given to them. So that concludes my report, Mr. President.
Thank you, Ms. Harris. Any questions, Ms. Harris? I will extend to those students our gratitude for the feedback. It means a lot.
Yes, sir. I will certainly do that.
And you may continue, Mrs. Herring, with the summer school retesting overview.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chairman and the board. I'm happy to report on our retesting efforts during what we call our short summer school that we hold as soon as school is released in June. The results are exceptional, and we certainly depend on these scores to give our students as many opportunities as possible to show growth, to show how much they've grown and how proficient they have become. So these are our summer 2023 results. What you'll notice is sort of the orange bar were the first, the original testing session, and then the sort of the gold bar to the right was the increase in proficiency that we observed after we had our retesting sessions. And you'll notice this is summer 3rd grade math, that we had an increase in proficiency in all of our elementary schools. In summer 4th grade reading, we had an increase in proficiency in all of our 4th grade reading. We had an increase in proficiency in all of our 4th grade math. And all of our 5th grade reading showed proficiency at all of our elementary schools. All of our elementary schools also showed growth after retesting in 5th grade math. and in 5th grade science. In the 6th grade math, the summer retesting proved more proficiency. We also proved more proficiency in 6th grade reading, 7th grade math, 7th grade reading, 8th grade math, lots of tremendous growth. 8th grade reading showed an increase in proficiency, and so did 8th grade science. Math 1 showed a proficiency increase across the board or remained stable. Summer Math 3 showed an increase across 2 of our high schools and stable at Kinston High and the early college high school, but an overall increase in Lenore County. Our summer English 2 showed an increase in proficiency. Summer biology also showed an increase in proficiency. And our Dibble scores for kindergarten showed a tremendous growth. You see the red bar at the top and how small it is. That's the beginning of the year. And then we went from 68% not proficient at the beginning of the year to only 18%. That's over almost an 80% growth. In 1st grade, you see at the beginning of the year, 33% were non-proficient at their grade level, but by the end of the year in 1st grade, only 21%, showing an increase in proficiency. Grades 2 and 3 also showed a decrease in those students that were not proficient from the beginning of the year to the end of the year. So that we know that our reading interventions and our reading and letters training is actually taking effect. And we're really very proud of the work of our teachers and students with regards to this. I'll be happy to answer any questions that you might have.
Those Dibble's numbers are just off the scale. Yeah. You want to give them a quick recap of the training, the intensive 2-year training that our teachers have been engaged in. It's been significant, a big commitment of time, engagement, resources on the state's part. It's been required training, but our teachers have been engaged in it and have done a great job. You want to give them a recap of that?
So the training is called letters training, and all of our teachers, kindergarten through 5th grade, are required to go through this 2-year training. So we just completed our 1st year. There's 4 total units of instruction, and our teachers have completed Unit 1 and Unit 2. So they'll do 3 and 4 this year. But it has been intensive. It's been face-to-face instruction with the teachers, face-to-face professional development, coupled with actual coursework that they've had to complete, in addition to application in the classroom with students and groups of students.
And it's based on the most cutting-edge research on what works from all over, from internationally, and especially in the United States, what works in the science of reading and the teaching of reading and intervening how to teach reading in a way that it appeals to all learners and what to do when some of those learners don't initially master the targeted content, concepts, and skills. And our teachers have commented that it's some of the best training that they've ever
Yes, they have. They have been very impressed with the training. It has been received very well. I think once they got into it and realized what great PD it was. So we're very thankful for the effort they put into it.
Further discussion? No, thank you.
Thank you.
Mrs. Pam Heath and Lynn Morris will give us a summary of the beginning teacher orientation program.
Good evening, Mr. Vice Chairman and our board members. It is certainly our pleasure to present to you just a little bit of information about our upcoming new teacher orientation, which will take place next week. So we just want to give you just a few snippets, and then hopefully we can update you later about the progress. So our Human Resources Department is going to host our annual new teacher orientation next week, August 8th, 9th, and 10th, for teachers that will be beginning their teacher career with Lenore County Public Schools. The orientation will be held at the Spirit Aerosystems Composite Center of Excellence on Highway 58 North, which is located at the Global Trans Park. The first day of orientation on August 8th will begin with greetings, of course, from our superintendent, Mr. Williams, our associate superintendent, Mrs. Herring, our assistant superintendent, Mr. Harvey, and myself, Human Resources Director, Mrs. Heath. Following the introductions that morning, Mrs. Morris, our beginning teacher support coordinator, Mrs. Sutton, our beginning teacher support specialist, and Mrs. Radford, who is our EC instructional coordinator, will conduct an icebreaker activity with all of our new teachers to get to know their peers. We're excited that Lenoir County Public Schools has been able to continue our partnership with East Carolina University through the North Carolina New Teacher Support Program, and they will be joining us to meet our new teachers. ECU coaches will offer professional development sessions to all of our teachers throughout the school year and directly work one-on-one with our beginning teachers in 10 of our schools. They'll be working with Banks, CSS, Frink, Kinston High School, Northeast, Northwest, North Lenoir, Rochelle, Southeast, and South Lenoir. And that truly is based on the subjects that they're teaching, and because they give priorities to core subjects. So they emphasize those teachers, and we looked at the schools that had the most new teachers and the need in those core areas. On the first day of orientation on August 8th, the ECU, North Carolina New Teacher Support coaches, will make their presentation and explain the support, the coaching aspect of what they will be able to do throughout the year to offer our teachers all of that support that they will need to be successful. Following lunch, Ms. Lynch will present an LCPS Digital Learning Initiative overview. So now Ms. Morris is going to tell you about day 2 and day 3.
Good evening. So day 2 will begin with presentations from our elementary, middle, and high school directors and our digital learning and AIG coordinator. Concurrently, Ms. Roach and the Exceptional Children's Programs team will take a deep dive into EC curriculum, policies, and procedures with the new EC teachers. Our Human Resources Department team members, led by Ms. Heath, will discuss the LCPS board policies, and Ms. Sutton and I will present the purposes and the structures of our BT program. Ms. Bazell will review our alternative licensure levels, and day 2 will end with Ms. Lori Bryant, our lead payroll specialist, explaining the payroll process and the dates that they will receive their pay. Sarah Stocks and the MTSS and 504 coordinator will host, got ahead of myself. On day 3, and it's our final day of our orientation, will be held at Kinston High School in the Media Center with another presentation for our general educators by the Exceptional Children's Department and the MTSS process presented by Sarah Stocks, and she is our MTSS 504 coordinator. We will then host a luncheon that will include our principals, mentors, and new teachers. And at the conclusion of the luncheon, our new teachers will return to their schools to work with their mentors for a day of planning. We are excited to have 34 brand new teachers that will be joining Lenoir County Public Schools. Ms. Sutton and Ms. Radford and I will continue to support our new teachers through the year by offering a mandatory professional development each month. We will also be conducting observations and sharing our feedback with our principals. Our goal is to support our beginning teachers and help them to succeed as they begin their new careers in education. We thank you, and we'll be happy to answer any questions you have at this time.
Questions?
And we would certainly love to see all of you there. If you need any more details, Mr. Anderson joined us last year, and we had a wonderful time.
What time does it start? On the 8th?
8:30.
8:30.
At the Transport?
Yes, 58 North. What was the Global Transport, the Spirit Aero Systems Center now, but we would love to see you all there. Thank you.
Thank you, ladies. Best wishes on this program. Mrs. Beverly Key is recognized for the LCPS Migrant Education Summer Program review.
Good evening, Board Vice Chair, Board members, and superintendents. The Migrant Education Team is excited to present to you all our plans for this year's Migrant Summer Camp. And as you can see, this is the whole team. I'm going to let them introduce themselves to you all.
I'm Stephanie Ing, and I am the migrant coordinator. I'm glad to be here.
Giselle Rios, I'm the migrant recruiter.
Liz Rodriguez, and I'm also a migrant recruiter.
My name is Luis Rodriguez, and I'm the Greene County Migrant Recruiter.
I am Jean Turner, and I am in the EL department.
And we especially invited Ms. Turner because a lot of our migrant students are also ML students. So, and as you all know, we do serve Greene County along with Lenoir County. Okay.
This year, the summer camp will be held in La Granja Elementary School. We're going to serve students from K to 12 from Lenoir County and Greene County Public Schools. The theme of this camp this year is exploring the wonders of science. It's going to be very interesting. The camp will start tomorrow with a staff meeting, and the kids will begin, the students will begin August the 2nd, and the time for the classes is from 8 in the morning to 1:30 p.m. And students will take a pre and post test based on the lessons that they're going to get taught for that week.
Okay, and I'm Jean Turner again, and to bounce off of what Stephanie said, my job is kind of to watch the curriculum and make sure we're in line with the Common Core and the North Carolina standards. But this year we are doing a pre and a post test, so that will allow us to collect some data in order to know if what we're doing is working or not. If not, then we'll know to go back to the drawing board and start again.
So here's our daily schedule. The meals will be provided by our local restaurants, and physical activities will be provided by us, the migrant team.
Yeah, so on our final day, we'll be taking a trip to WonderWorks in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. WonderWorks is a science-focused indoor amusement park, which is has different activities such as we have different obstacle courses, laser tag, many activities for the kids to have fun. It is also an educational and entertainment field trip, so there's going to be different activities with unique challenges for all ages. Yeah, and also students.
We're also going to take the kids to Dave & Buster's, and they're going to have dinner, lunch, lunch there after the Wonder World. But we chose Wonder World because of the theme of the camp is exploring the wonders of science.
And there are over 100 hands-on activities for our students to engage in at WonderWorks.
Because now we do incorporate some STEM activities in our lessons as well. So I think that'll be a chance to go out of the classroom and really, be able to encounter some of those things. And the Migrant Summer Team is looking forward to another successful camp. If you have any questions.
I just want to say that I love how you've incorporated ELA subjects, math, and science. That's really, really very nice.
Well, what I like about what you do, I like everything about what you're doing, but I like particularly the fact that you're building, we always talk about in the school system, family, the concept of family and building communities of learners and everything, and I think you're reaching out as a migrant team. You're reaching out to our students, our LCPS students, and you're providing opportunities for them that are comparable to what we're doing in other programs, in other ways, other types of field trips, the DC trip. It all goes together, and helps our students have a broader range of opportunities. And we want all of our kids to have all the opportunities we can provide for them in the classroom, in terms of extracurricular activities, on the field, sporting competition, whatever it is, but to broaden their horizons and their perspectives and help them become more engaged in the simple notion that I can do anything I want to do, and education is my path forward, and here are the opportunities, and this is what's happening in this big world around us. So I celebrate you. I thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, team.
Thank you. We do want to say thank you all for supporting us as we continue to grow our migrant education team and students with those opportunities.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Chair recognizes Mr. Eric Adams for the July 2023 financial report.
Thank you, Vice Chairman. Good evening, board members. It's my honor this evening to present the July financial report. The report presents current budget and year-to-date activity for all Lenore County Board of Education fund sources. Additionally, the report presents the local current expense fund balance for the same time period. As always, if you have any questions as you're reviewing the report, I'll be happy to answer them.
Question from staff? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
We will now move to the action portion of the agenda. First item will be presented by Mr. Harvey, the child nutrition vendor information for 2023-24. Mr. Harvey?
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chairman. Good evening, board members. Last month, we presented the child nutrition vendor information and rationale. Tonight, we respectfully ask that you approve those vendors for the 23-24 school year.
Mr. Vice Chair, I make a motion that we approve the child nutrition vendor information as presented to the board.
A motion has been made by Mrs. Cash to accept the vendor information. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Smith. Is there further discussion? Seeing none, vote is called. All those in favor, let know. Raise your right hand. Motion carries 6-0.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
You're welcome. Next, Mrs. Amy Jones will present the driver's education contract for 23-24.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Thank you for having me tonight. We did receive 2 bids for our driver's education contract, and you have copies of both of those. We have a bid from Oscar's Driving School and also from Jordan Driving School of the Carolinas. Jordan Driving School of the Carolinas has been our partner for many years. Oscar Driving School is a school that's located in Monroe, North Carolina. And I would recommend that we remain with Jordan Driving School as our provider for the following reasons. We have an established partnership, and Mr. Jordan is here this evening. Just want to point him out to you. They've been a reliable partner for us. They're a local provider. Oscar's Driving School is located in Monroe, North Carolina. They do not have an established office on this side of the state at this time. They do not have driving instructors hired in this area to serve our students, so that's something that they would have to do as well. They do not maintain a fleet of vehicles for use with public school instruction. They have a fleet for private instruction, and so if we went with that contract, they would have to purchase vehicles to use with us. And I apologize, number 6, I typed backwards because they were bidding off of 2 different numbers, and so actually Jordan Driving School did come in lower on the bid than Oscar's Driving School did. And so Jordan Driving School has also not raised their rates in 3 years. So I would recommend that we approve Jordan Driving School as our vendor for the 2023-2024 school year.
There's a recommendation on the table to recommend Jordan Driving School as our driver's education provider. What's your pleasure?
Mr. Vice Chair.
Yes, Mr. Smith.
Make a motion that we approve Jordan Driving School for our driver education needs.
I have a motion by Mr. Smith to accept Jordan. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mrs. Cash. Motion is made and seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none, the vote is called. All those in favor, let the mark. Raise your right hand. Motion carries 6-0.
Thank you.
Mrs. Frances Harrigan will present an overview of the instructional purchasing request for 23-24.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Chair and members of the board. As we included in our ESSER 3 grant, we are providing reading and math curriculum resources to all of our teachers and to all of our schools, K-12. As we enter the last year of the ESSER 3 grant, we were sure to conduct thorough vetting processes that included a rigorous rubric and teams of stakeholders from all schools, including teachers, curriculum specialists, directors, and principals. The resources include not only core curriculum for teachers, but also professional development, student consumables, and digital resources for the 23-24 school year. We are very excited for this opportunity and respectfully request the board to allow us to move forward with these resources for the upcoming school year. The grade span directors and I will be glad to answer any questions you may have.
What's your pleasure?
Mr. Vice Chair.
Yes, Mr. Smith.
Move to approve.
Motion is made by Mr. Smith. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Dr. Starkey. Outlaw Starkey.
Right.
Any discussion? Call for the vote. All those in favor, let them know by raise your right hand. Motion carries 6-0.
Thank you so much.
Mr. Smith is recognized.
Mr. Vice Chair, I move that the North County Board of Education go into closed session of the North Carolina General Statute 143-318.811 to prevent the disclosure of confidential personnel files, to consult with the board's attorney in order to preserve the attorney-client privilege, and to consider matters relating to the initial employment of individual employee.
Motion is made to go into closed session by Mr. Smith. Is there a second? Second by Mr. Woods. Any discussion? Vote is called. All those in favor, let it know. Raise your right hand. Motion carries 6-0. We are now in closed session. We are now in open session. Is there a recommendation on personnel?
Mr. Vice Chair,
Mr. Smith.
move that we accept the personnel report with the addendum.
Motion has been made to accept the personnel report with the addendum. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Dr. Outlaw Starkey. Is there discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, let it know by raise your right hand. Motion carries. Mr. Williams. Move what?
To adjourn.
We got a motion by Mr. Woods to adjourn. Is there a second?
Second.
Second. Ms. Cash. Any discussion? All those in favor, let it know with your right hand. Motion carries. Everybody stay safe. Take care of yourself. Good night, Mr.